glass all over the road. Now some of these vehicles are still covered in plastic. And now they have to leave the store, and if they're lucky, find a liquor store that's just a few steps away. But here's the problem: exercise. It gives them a safe way to access local shops along Route 1. A lot of work happening out here right now. Take a look at this scene behind me. Crews are out here.
Yeah, Rachel, it's right here. Behind me is Rhode Island Avenue and Calvert Road.
A busy night for police as detectives investigate two quadruple shootings less than 2 miles from each other, just hours apart. Professional leagues aren't the only ones dealing with heat from betting controversies. The NCAA is set to allow college athletes to start. Prince George's County has had 80 fatal crashes. The next highest, Baltimore County. They have not yet said if the two shootings are connected, but this all remains under investigation. Step off the sidelines and lace up their cleats.
We've got toys and books and games for ages newborn to really adult.
Erica Card has worked at Child's Play Toys and Books for almost 17 years.
It's really about because we're serving the community and making sure they have the best toys possible.
But meeting customers' needs has been hard for Erica Card as she tries to juggle running her store with political pressure that is affecting just how she does business.
When we had to reorder certain products, we had to order at the new prices, which then affected how we would pass it on to our customers.
New prices brought on by tariffs the Trump administration has put on most goods entering this country. As she looks for ways to keep customers by offering them some pricing relief, she is also looking to the Supreme Court, hoping justices will do the same for retailers like her.
It's a congressional power, not a presidential power to tax.
The Supreme Court heard arguments in a case that will decide if President Trump has the legal authority to impose those tariffs. Supreme Court justices on both party lines question the legal basis of the argument.
Why exactly the major question doctrine doesn't apply to the president?
I just don't understand this argument. It's not an article. It's a congressional power.
If the court rules that Trump's tariffs are illegal, Card says they may look to be reimbursed.
That's something that would be discussed with the owner, but I'm sure that's something we would take into consideration because it has, our bottom line has definitely been affected.
Reporting from Washington, Zion Williams, CNS TV.
A supermarket entity like a Giant or something else might be more willing to take the risk to come into that community if they're able to also sell a beer and wine.
Grocery stores aren't everywhere. Councilmember Wanika Fisher says they need an incentive to operate in areas that are considered food deserts. That's why the Prince George's County Council is considering a pilot plan to let grocers sell beer and wine. Some customers who shop at grocery stores say they would like to pick up a bottle of wine or beer while they're shopping for their food. And now they have to leave the store, and if they're lucky, find a liquor store that's just a few steps away. But here's the problem. Some stores like this say that if grocery stores are allowed to sell beer and wine, it might hurt their business.
This is pretty tough for me, to swallow.
Jim Spiropoulos owns a liquor store. He says that idea is a threat to his business.
This is anti-small business, and it's not what Maryland was founded on.
His Town Center Market has been around for 38 years.
Town Center Market, my family, is kind of woven into the fabric of the community here.
And he says there are others like him throughout Maryland.
Speaking on behalf of my peers and what would happen to these folks, it would be devastating.
For small business owners like Spiropoulos, it's about survival. For county leaders, it's about food access. For shoppers, it could change what's on the shelf and where they buy it. Reporting from College Park, Zion Williams, CNS TV.
I feel like soccer's always been a part of my life. I grew up in a soccer household.
But Axel Chicas had one goal: make it to the next level. And the Open Goal Project helped him do just that.
We have a 100% free-to-play soccer program for kids and families that can't afford the high costs of pay-to-play programs.
And for Chicas, that was critical.
I definitely believe if I didn't have some of the opportunities that I had with the cost, I wouldn't be here right now.
because soccer can get expensive.
Annually, the costs to play for a program like ours that's pay to play are usually between $5,000 and $10,000 per year.
For 10 years, the Open Goal Project has helped kids bypass that cost and realize their soccer dreams. Even so, there still were barriers getting there.
We've tried to engage kids and families that live in Ward 7 and 8 or east of the river. And our program here at Edgewood Recreation Center, for example, isn't the most accessible for families that live on that side of town.
They started small.
This fall, we ran programs through a couple partners in Southeast, and we also started our own practices.
But are dreaming big.
Now the next step will be for us to just continue to build on top of those partnerships, continue to offer more free programming with the hopes of eventually building something like you see here today behind us.
And Chicas knows this is all too important.
I was able to go play on a high-level club team. I was able to go play at a Division I soccer team, so I feel like this was instrumental.
Reporting from Washington, Zion Williams, CNS TV.